everyone, and welcome to the Sports Report. I'm Jefferson College Athletic Director Doug Stahler. Today's show is a celebration of accomplishment for a young Jefferson County athlete, Brittany Borman. Brittany Borman is the recent 2012 Olympian. Her event was javelin. She recently was in London, England to participate in the 2012 Olympic Games. Brittany's accomplishments were obviously started at some point with a vision or a dream that involved visualizing success toward a particular goal, and particularly in her event, the javelin. Brittany is one of the few individuals in our county that was able to take that vision to its peak and reach the pinnacle of performance in an Olympic trials throw, which qualified Brittany for the Olympics in London, England, 2012. Amazingly, though, there were many individuals that helped Brittany accomplish this goal, and we are extremely proud to bring to you today 4 extremely important individuals that helped Brittany be the best she can be, and I'd like to introduce them at this time. Our first guest is Greg Foster. Greg is a 1984 Olympian himself. He won a silver medal in the 110-meter hurdles. Greg was also a world champion in several world games and set various world records. Greg, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Our second guest is an individual that many of our county viewers will recognize, and a dear friend of mine, Vince Bingham. Vince is a Crystal City High School graduate that is the current track and field coach at Neosho County Community College. Vince, it's a thrill for me to have you here today.
Thank you, Dad.
Our third guest is Laura Borman, Brittany's mother. Laura has dedicated her entire life to Brittany's development as an athlete and a young woman, and will have some beautiful insights in terms of all of the things that Brittany accomplished in the Olympics. Laura, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And finally, our fourth guest is quite simply the world's greatest female athlete, who has been also instrumental in Brittany's development, Jackie Joyner Kersee. Jackie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
As you can tell, this is not an ordinary panel of the Sports Report. Typically, we invite our Jefferson College coaches and players on, and we have a world-class panel today, and we'd basically like to have this be the most enjoyable format we can, and allow our guests to talk about Brittany and how they were helpful to her to accomplish this amazing achievement in the 2012 Olympics. And Laura, I'd like to start with you. Obviously, you've dedicated your life to Brittany's performance and been there throughout the entire time. How did this whole journey start?
When Brittany was a young lady, or I guess a child, she was extremely energetic and very shy. So we were trying to find different sports. We went through basketball, soccer, gymnastics, dancing, all the different sports. And one day I was teaching GED classes over at Herculaneum High School, and I looked out the window and there's Vince Bingham down on the track and had all these little kids running, and I thought this might be a good outlet for her energy, because we'd go to the park and she'd run up the slide, down the slide, come back, and I'd have to count how long it took her. And if I tried to make up the number, she knew it wasn't right. And we tried to get faster every time. Along with her 2 sisters, she just took a lot of my energy and time counting how fast she was. So when she was 6, we started her in the Jets Track Club with Vince and Donald Marshall and DJ Goodwin, different people from the county, and she was extremely successful. We did a lot of short meets the first couple years, didn't get real involved, just so she got a taste of it. And then when she was 8 years old, we went to the Junior Olympics in North Carolina, and she won the triathlon. And she saw her name on a piece of paper as the record holder, and Jackie, I believe, was the record holder maybe for the youth group or something. And that's kind of when she fell in love with Jackie and the whole journey began.
At what point, Laura, did you take a step back and as a parent say, oh my gosh, my daughter is a world-class athlete?
After that final throw of the Olympic trials. Up until then, she was doing great. I mean, we're proud. She was an NCAA champion a couple times, and we're very proud of her, but that final throw was
quite amazing.
It was
I'm sure.
amazing.
Just break down in tears of joy.
It
I'm
was.
sure. Absolutely. Vince, my observation of you is that you've always been so optimistic about young people and their ability to perform. At what point did you recognize Brittany had something special as a track and field athlete?
Well, coaching her when she was 6, you don't know that. But when she got like 13, 14, Brittany had the desire to strive to be excellent in everything. I mean, she didn't want to lose in anything. She always wanted more. She was get up in the morning at high school and go to practice at 6 in the morning before school starts. And then she would come back, she would go 2 a days, 3 a days on her own. And so it was easy coaching her because she wanted to be great. She saw Jackie at a young age, met her at Festus. You know, she met a bunch of people in our journey going to these meets, a bunch of high school coaches, Olympians, and she wanted to be that. She would put their picture on her wall. You know, draw pictures of her and Jackie.
Wow.
And so, you know, it was this, with that role model being so close to us, you could touch it. So when she got to meet Jackie at a young age, it was real. And so every time she wanted to slack, I would remind her that Jackie didn't take any shortcuts. And then Jackie came down and gave her the book, Jackie's book.
And signed her tennis shoe. We still have that on the wall.
And it was over. When that happened that day, before she was going to UCLA.
Isn't that incredible?
She was following everything Jackie did, she wanted to do. And then Coach Fenoy was a dear friend of ours, and he was at all the meets. And so every time she saw me talking to Coach Fenoy, she was right next to me. So, you know, Coach Fenoy is her hero, and we're going to London, leaving that Friday. I'm in the shower and phone rings, and guess who it is? Coach Fenoy.
Wow, that's very
And
cool.
congratulating us. So, you know, this is not just me, it's been a journey of everybody.
And that's why we have a panel of
Yes.
amazing people today, obviously. Jackie, at what point did your involvement with Brittany begin?
Well, you know, my physical involvement, I didn't have any physical involvement. It was mainly being a part of East St. Louis Railers with Coach Fenoy and then Coach Bingham, and had invited me out to a track meet because I always would go to meets, and a lot of times people wouldn't even know I was there. You know? But you see talent, and for me, just knowing Brittany's personality, her tenacity, but then also her respect, not only for herself, but also for her teammates, and then also her competitors. And so from afar, you know, you watch this person, and you really want to see the person do well.
Right.
And then to see it all evolve, to see her come to UCLA and then eventually leave, but then also to go on to the Olympic trials. And, you know, I'm sitting there at the Olympic trials on the rail and not realizing it's Brittany, because I'm so happy for this girl, and you know, it's like, wow, you know, because it's one thing to make the Olympic team, but not to have the A standard, and for her to make the team, hit the A standard, it was like a dream come true. And it was, everyone was in the stadium just cheering, and you know, you had tears coming down because you were so happy, because I know what it's like, because you only have this one moment in time. And to know that her mother, her father, coach, I mean, everyone that's a part of that journey. And for me, I just hope that, you know, one word of encouragement, and I know that it's been there, because I've read the articles and I've seen her and I embrace her, and it's just great for me to really be in her space, you know. And
I'm visualizing you at the moment when you actually realized it's Brittany, going from, hey, that's a great throw, to, oh my gosh, I know that kid. Is that how it was for you?
Exactly, because, you know, they had the women's long jump going at the same time and the javelin, and it was like, wow. And then all of a sudden you hear this big roar in the stadium, and it was just unbelievable, because at one moment you sitting there like, yeah, because you know this person just made the team. Then I realized, like, oh. You know, and it was just, wow.
Or coaches.
Right, it was like, I know, a dream come true, you know, because to do it on her last throw, you know, it's like,
It's fantastic.
you know, it's like unbelievable. And the only people who have been there, but if you can bring them into that type of environment to help them to experience it vicariously through Brittany, it was just unbelievable.
That's amazing. Greg, how do you factor in all of this? This is, as a hurdler, a world-class athlete yourself, what contributions did you make to Brittany's performances?
Not much to her performance. Vince Bingham came to me about 6 years ago. And I was helping him out with, I think, Missouri Baptist at that time, just kind of helping with the hurdlers, that kind of thing. And he told me about a young lady who happened to be Brittany that just wanted to go to UCLA. She didn't care about any place else but UCLA. So he asked me, what do we need to do? I said, well, I can call Bobby, I can call Jackie, I can call Jeanette, and see how to get things started. And one thing kind of led to another. And somehow, through Jackie's assistance and Bobby's assistance, we got to Jeanette. And one thing led to another, and there she was. And Vince told me at that age that she's a good one. She's going to be one of the great ones. And when he says that, a lot of coaches say that, but when Vince says it, you kind of look at it a little bit harder than you would if somebody else says it. And he was right. He was right. And kind of like Jackie to watch her at the Olympic trials. And I know Jackie came up to me after it happened. She said, Greg, I didn't realize that was Brittany. Because you get so caught into everybody's cheering, everybody's on edge because they want to see what's going to happen. It's her last throw. And she does it, and everybody just went, like Jackie said, complete roar. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Right.
And everybody just smiled, and you could see people that, people I probably didn't open it.
Right.
Wiping their eyes and that kind of stuff because it was such a success story.
Vince, you mentioned the Jets track program, and there were so many people that go back in my memory that were instrumental in starting this, and obviously that was very helpful to Brittany's very early development. But tell our viewers a little bit more about the Jets track program in the county.
Well, as far as I remember, Coach Cook started the track program when I was like 9 years old, him and a guy named John Bach. And I never forget, I was one of the few people up there. It was like 8 of us. And we would go down Poplar Bluff, Missouri, and Jackie was there running, competing, out jumping all the boys, including me. And so I realized I wasn't a long jumper then. I got beat by a girl. Coach Bach, Coach Cook told me, come on, watch this girl. And I'm thinking, so I learned to get away from the long jump. Stick to what you do. And so watching Jackie, and then Coach Vinoy would always talk to me. I never knew who this guy was, and he's like, I was the only black kid on the Jets. And he would talk to me about doing it, and we became great friends. Now he's my mentor, Nino Vinoy. Jackie's husband, Bobby's my mentor. And so the Jets has been there for thousands of kids. I mean, they've given 1,000 kids opportunities and avenues to get out of Jefferson County to experience track and field. Brittany's the one that's made it, but there's been several others we're proud of. Precious Salmon, Alyssa Allison's of the world, the Amy Knoblochs of the world. I can go on 1,000.
Sure.
If it wasn't a vision of Dick Cook, it would never happen. So that's what I do. It's because Coach Cook was my coach. And his me paid back in society what someone did for me.
Laura, and obviously Brittany was a Festus High School athlete. How did that program contribute to her development?
There was a lot of hours put into Brittany where the coaches would come in and meet her before school or meet her after school. Her dad has volunteered and coached her since she was 6 years old, and he's involved volunteering at the high school also. They had a very solid foundation that helped her achieve this too.
Are there individuals in the county that you feel like you should mention that were particularly influential? Some of our viewers, I'm sure there's so many people that you need to thank for the culmination of this amazing once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Later in her career, John Kreitz was extremely important to her. Tom Ludwig. When she was younger, Jim Casson had a lot to do with her from Herculaneum. Dan Hain, correct. Tony Edwards was huge. He's at Lafayette. And who's his father-in-law?
Clark Woodley.
Yeah, Clark Willie's son-in-law. That's who he is,
Yeah,
Tony.
It's amazing to me to hear all these names that are so intertwined, and from in my perception of here we are in Jefferson County, talking about names, and the list just gets more impressive as you go. From all the people that you mentioned to, again, the world's greatest female athlete, and it's such a tribute to what Brittany was able to accomplish. I'm just thrilled thinking about it. I can imagine how you guys felt when you saw the event itself. I'd like for each of you to respond to this. What is it that you recognized in Brittany that made you realize she's a very special athlete and is going to achieve things that typically you just don't see? What was it, Vince, for you?
Well, one thing, Brittany's a Christian, and so always she didn't do what all the normal high school kids do. Brittany was not a partier. Brittany was not a drinker. Brittany was Brittany, and she didn't care what the peers were doing. Brittany did what she had to do to be great or be good. And so she had a vision bigger than Jefferson County, and she lived that goal every day in life. I can remember sitting out in front of Emo's Pizza her junior year, and she were talking about going to colleges. And I look around, it's midnight, and here's me and Brittany sitting out from this pizza joint, and everybody's riding by and thinking, what is this old man doing with this young girl? And I knew what they were thinking, and Brittany's just talking to me the whole time and wanting me to tell her what to do. And I was like, it's not my journey, it's your journey.
Right.
Laura and Rich raised her, unbelievable, and they trusted me with their daughter from age 6 years old. And so that's something that's special. And Brittany knew it, and she trusted everybody. It could be somebody off the street. If they told Brittany you had to go do 10 push-ups, it'd be great. Brittany's going to do 10 push-ups. It didn't matter who told her to do it, she was going to do it, because if she heard it, she believed it.
And she'd probably do 20 push-ups, which is her, it's a positive for her, but it's also her downfall, is if you tell her to do something, she's going to do more. And I warned her coach at Oklahoma before she went down there, and I think he learned real fast. He'd say, do not go run, and she'd go take her 5-mile jog. He'd be driving by, and his kids would be howling out the window at her, hey, Brittany! So she'd get in trouble. Or don't lift a weight, and he'd come in the gym, and she's holding the weights. She just went above and beyond what she should have done, but that's what she loves to do.
Greg or Jackie, what in your mind separated Brittany from other athletes?
I think that it's not the separation. The ones that are good and great, they have that I want to go above and beyond. And that's one of the things that could be a disadvantage to you, but, because you don't know how to slow down. You don't want to slow down. You're always thinking that no one can outwork you. And so that little extra in your mind, you think is going to help you. And I think for me, what I observed from Brittany is her determination, and that she doesn't allow mishaps or things that's not a part of the journey interfere with what the overall goal is.
Sure.
And it's keeping the big picture in mind. Because in life, we go through ups and downs, but she has a way of being able to, if it's a down moment in the eyes of others, to her it's a motivation to continue on her journey to make sure she get to that next level or reach her goals.
I'd like for you to think about this one just for a second, and I want it to be a positive thought. If each of you could go back and relive the most exciting moment other than the culmination of the javelin throw, something that would be just, you're as excited as you could be to relive that moment with Brittany, whether it's an actual event or a realization, what would that moment have been for you? Laura, you've got 1,000 of them, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'd have to say it's when she won the youth national championship. I was with Vince at his sister's funeral. Remember that?
Yes.
And we sat there and waited for the phone call. And I think she won that day, and that was probably the best one for me.
That's cool. Vince, what would you
I had
relive?
about 3, but when Laura said that one, when my sister passed away, Brittany, Laura calls me outside, and Brittany's on the phone, and she's like, Vince, I want to let you know I want it for you. And want it for your sister. That moment, here's a little girl, 13 years old, thinking about me in my family at a national championship. That's Brittany. She puts everybody first. Brittany's never first. So that moment definitely is number one in my book, is how Brittany thought about me, and not winning the national championship was about me and her and her dad.
That's
All this at the
incredible.
funeral.
That's incredible. What's in store for Brittany's future as an athlete? And again, this is when I'm posing to the group, and feel free to step in, but what's next for her? Where does she go?
Greg's a local expert on that.
Good.
Me and Lars is
We're not sure.
I mean, I think for her, the sky's the limit. I think as long as she continue to work hard and dedicate herself and keep a positive attitude, I think she'll do just fine. She can only go up from here, which is hard considering she's already made the Olympic team, but she's experienced it. She knows what it takes, and I'm sure she has her eyes set on winning the medal next time. It's just not just making the team. She's done that part. She's accomplished that goal. She's gotten the age standard that eluded her for a while. But I think right now it's just a matter of keeping her head on straight and preparing for the next 4 years.
And Laura, from your perspective, she's finishing school and
Yes.
entering life as a married woman now, so
She has a lot on her plate right now.
I'm sure she does.
She got married on the 22nd of September, which was Saturday. On Monday, she had 2 tests she had to take.
Oh, gosh.
So there is no honeymoon. There is no fun vacations that go along with it. So she needs to finish up her schooling. And then I think she's going to take a year off and try to get into PA school someplace. Probably the biggest thing that changed her life is we went to Nicaragua one year, and just the poverty and the poorness we saw down there. She'd really like to do some mission work, and that's why she's so intense on being a doctor or a physician's assistant. I think she'd still like to train. I think she learned a lot from the first Olympics, where it was kind of a big party, is what she felt like the first time, like she was going to a celebration. And it kind of made her lose her focus maybe more than she would like to. And she said if she ever goes back again, she will view this as a track meet that I'm here to win. And not that she didn't want to do well, but I think she was a little bit overwhelmed with her first experience.
we see that a lot in athletes. Vince, what are your thoughts about her future?
Well, Rio. That's the goal, to be there, and Brittany's going to get there. There's no doubt about it. And I think that, she has one goal in mind, and she wants to be the best. And to be the best, you have to be a medalist. You have to be like these 2 guys. There's a lot of Olympians. There's very few that has the medal. And no matter what medal it is, if you're an Olympic medalist, you're elite. And you're a household name. So that's what she wants to be. She wants to follow in Jackie's footsteps and be an Olympic medalist. Be like Greg Foster. And that's why these guys are in her life, because they've been there. And trust me, she's going to talk to them. She's not naive. Jackie was the ambassador and was the first person to guide her about London. Right after she made the team, we're on the plane back, and she's with Jackie in a room with a bunch of Olympic athletes. So Brittany's goals is she will never tell anybody, but trust me, we know what she's thinking.
Sure.
She was not happy with 15th. 15th in the world, I was really happy with it. Because from Festus to 15th in the world. But you know what? Jackie, Greg, Dawn Harper, they're medalists. So she wants to be in that elite group of people. That's the honor.
It was hard for her. We went to the P&G house, the Procter & Gamble house, and watched the javelin finals. And I think it was a life-changing moment for her, because she knew that could have been her up there.
Jackie, I'm putting the pressure on you now. What advice do you give Brittany, but even some of our young aspiring viewers that are in track and field, to make that next step? What is it going to take for Brittany to return in 2016?
I think what it would take for Brittany to return is to continue to work hard. She has the work ethic, and she has the determination, and she has the desire. So it's just a matter of making sure that there's a balance, because one of the things that I feel that Brittany would constantly need the support of many, because being an Olympic athlete, here she's a married woman now, but then she also have to find a way to make ends meet, and it's tough. And a lot of times, people pour money into the sprinters, but we have some great throwers that are underfunded, and it's extremely tough. And we want them to be able to compete for the medals. We want them to be able to compete against the rest of the world, but the rest of the world, top throwers, are not working a 9-to-5 job. You know, they're getting the training in, and their focus is not divided or split. So my hope is for Brittany, and even with the USA Track and Field Federation, is to continue to help find funding for them, because if we want to continue to go against the rest of the world, we have to make sure that we can provide, you know, for our athletes. And to the younger generation is that Brittany is a role model. She is an ambassador, and it's for them to understand that it doesn't come easy. It's a process, it's a journey, and it's different linkage that help her to get to that level. And for any young person, you know, if you're part of the Jets or if you're part of the Raiders, to understand that whatever your dreams are, you know, hold on to them. It might not happen today, but it would eventually happen as long as you believe. And see, and Brittany believed. When everybody else was thinking, oh, we only gonna have 2 throwers, no, she got on that last throw and made it happen. And that's why the whole stadium erupted, because it was just a dream come true. And that's what the young generation has to understand, that, you know, if you have a dream, you know, you work for it, you know, and never give up, you know, when everyone else give up on you. But if you believe in your heart, you can turn a doubter into a believer.
Oh, that's great advice. I'd like to give each of you one final opportunity, and just take this opportunity to address Brittany directly and give her your best wishes as possible. And Greg, we'd love to start with you.
Hello, Brittany. Greg Foster here. Just want to say congratulations on your great year this year and making the Olympic team, and wish you all the best for 2016.
Britt, proud of you. You gave us some special moments. We got 4 more years to get some more. Proud of you. Let's go get it done.
Brittany, we're so proud of you. You brought so much joy to our life this year, and things that we didn't expect to happen, we were able to experience. So good luck in the future. Keep working hard, and we're all very proud of you.
Brittany, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Glad to see you make that Olympic team. And you just take it one day at a time. And one day become 1 week become 1 month become a year. And then from there, you take the next year. You got World Championship coming up. But, you know, they talking about all this javelin. You know, we need some heptathletes. I know you used to do the multi. So congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Greg Foster, Vince Bingham, Laura Borman, Jackie Joyner, Kersee, I want to thank you for being on a very special sports report. I'm going to tune my television in 216 and be prepared to interview Brittany, showing a gold medal in 2016. Thank you for being a part of our program today.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the viewers for tuning in. You've been watching the Sports Report. I'm Jefferson College Athletic Director Doug Stotler. We'll see you next time.